What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gamescast Now, episode 86, topic 1. I'm Alex. This is our conversational gaming show, a show that airs every other week, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, where I talk about all things gaming. Now, this week we are leading into E3, starting on Saturday. Lots of conferences over the next week once it gets going, and one of the biggest ones is obviously Square Enix's conference. They were out of the game last year. They're back this year. And in this video, this topic, I want to talk about Marvel's The Avengers. And I want to talk about a post that was given for their half-hour presentation of this game. Now, this game is going to headline their conference, but in this post, they had a pretty detailed amount of words. There were some things that I don't think they meant to say right away, and that was then taken down. But I want to go over what we see from that, what people are saying about that, the kind of impressions that people are getting that this game's going to be, and also some things we've heard on some side things, the main character, on what this game is all about. There's been a couple things thrown at this game in terms of what this game could actually be. We'll find out probably all of these things next week, but it's fun to kind of go over the things now. So here's the post that was given that was then taken away. Embrace your powers and join key members of the development team at Crystal Dynamics and the creative team at Marvel Games as they talk exclusively about the upcoming Marvel's Avengers. So that's when we get the official, name change. This is the defining Avengers gaming experience, an epic action adventure that combines cinematic storytelling with continuous single-player and cooperative gameplay. Moderated by Andrea Reen, assemble in teams up to 4 players, master extraordinary abilities, customize your heroes to fit your playstyle, and combine powers to defend an ever-expanding world under constant threat. So there's a lot there. The biggest thing that people have obviously talked about is that this is both a single-player and a cooperative game that you can play with up to 4 people. That's really cool. I really do love that. I really like the idea of being able to play this kind of game with people. Now, it was also referred to as a stealth action, and the stealth part was before. That we got word about a couple weeks ago that this was also a stealth game. Now we know, officially in this post that was again then taken down, action adventure. So stealth action adventure. There's going to be boss battles. We knew that was going to happen as well, or at least we were told that. So it seems like a pretty, multi-dimension game that you're going to be doing a lot of different things. It's a third-person game, so it's not going to be first person. You're not going to, see through the eyes of these people. You'll see them, which I like. I like those kind of games anyway. And considering it's coming from Crystal Dynamics and also the studio that made Deus Ex, those are both obviously third-party games. And honestly, the way this game kind of sounds is literally if you fused Tomb Raider with Deus Ex, one of the last 2 Deus Ex games. Deus Ex is more of that stealth kind of action game. You level up your character and you kind of customize him, right? You get to pick kind of how you get to play as him. And then Tomb Raider is that more third-person action-adventure, Uncharted kind of game. Putting those 2 games together makes a lot of sense that this is what we would get. And honestly, those are 2 kind of games that I would like to see what they're going to be when they're put together. Now, another thing with the whole ever-expanding world is people are jumping to this could be a live service game, much like the Division 2, much like Destiny 2, much like those kind of games. When the game gets announced, we'll comment on that, especially when we see how it goes. I think it's really, really hard to talk about my kind of feelings for why I think that could work or why it couldn't work, because we haven't seen it yet. These are 2 studios also that have never done something like that. So if it is kind of like a Destiny thing, how will they do it? Because they've never done it before. So are they going to pull it off? I think it's going to make a lot of people mad. The live services, in some circumstances, I think it can work. In some circumstances, I don't think it works. I think a lot of publishers really, really rip off people with this. And, this is where you try and put microtransactions and loot boxes, and you have people pay for skins, and you have to grind, and then the grinding is broken, so you'll have to play for hours on end to unlock something. So there's a lot of problems, especially if they kind of hide skins, say, for the Avengers in this game behind those paywalls or something. They can really mess this game up. But at the same time, I think it's just something that we kind of have to see before we can go off and talk about it. And again, we will see it very, very soon, so we will be able to talk about it. Now, the last pieces of information is really what we've heard over the past couple weeks from different supposed leaks throughout the internet is, for one thing, and you can kind of piece this together yourself, a lot of the things talking about this game, the teaser trailer was the whole reassemble, and you see, and even in the first trailer we ever saw from this game, everybody's personal item, the shield, all these things, they're all kind of destroyed, and they're kind of, they've been through stuff. So a lot of people are speculating, or leaks, the leaks say that this is going to be a game after the demise of the Avengers, that this is that the age of heroes is over. I think that was actually an official thing that they said as well. So, the Avengers had been around, but people are speculating that they probably lost to somebody. It could be Thanos. I mean, the Infinity Gauntlet is possible. So, this could be a game with Thanos coming right around the time of Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, which would be really cool. But it seems to also center around the original Avengers with a twist. A recent leak has said that Miss Marvel is the main character, and a character that you will play as, and also a character that helps to reassemble the Avengers. So that's going to be really interesting if they just randomly pick Miss Marvel to be the one to do this. I think that'd be a very odd choice. And in that leak, they also said that some of the more recognizable or big heroes that you know of in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you won't be able to play as. Now, that's a big thing. I mean, they're going to have to really dance around things if that's true. But if you can't play as Iron Man or Captain America or whatever, I think there's going to be a problem. We'll have to see who the actual playable characters are. We don't know yet. We don't know how that works. We also heard that this game is a lot like a GTA style game where you can't change characters whenever you feel like it. So if you're in a mission or you're in a situation and they don't want you changing characters, you won't be able to. You'll be stuck with the character that you are. But you will be able to change them much like you do in GTA. So that's another leak. We don't know any of this stuff, if it's confirmed or not. All we technically do know is that post that was given, it was official, and then it was trimmed down to hide those extra words. So those are the kind of things that I would definitely buy into, and those things do, again, give us a lot of information about the game, that it is single player. You can go through it single player. AI would control the other characters, or you can do cooperative. It may be a live service game, which could be very, very interesting. The rest of the stuff, Miss Marvel, who you're playing as, and again, the customization, all this stuff, it really does sound like just a mix of Deus Ex and Tomb Raider. But I think it's about time we see this game. I mean, this game is a long time coming. I actually recorded a video for this game talking about how I wanted to see gameplay from this at their conference at E3, and then that video was going to go up a day after this was all announced, that the name is officially real and that it's officially going to be at their press conference. So I never ended up putting that video out on the channel because I felt like it was outdated. But this is a game that really does need to be shown, needs to be the center of attention, and seems like it will. I think it's got the potential to steal E3, especially if it's really, really good, especially if it gets us, really into this. It's what a lot of people are saying. It's what they're kind of saying too. It's like, this is Marvel, this is the Avengers, but in a game. Like, can they nail it just like the movies did? And this is the peak time when everybody's super, they're all coming off of Endgame. We watched Infinity War last year. So I think this is the best time that you could possibly have this game come out. And again, if it centers around that kind of threat, Thanos, and kind of the end of the world and end of the Avengers, that makes sense. And it seems like that's kind of what they're going for. Again, reassemble, you're going to have to bring everybody back together. Well, then why were they separated? Why are all their things all destroyed? It seems like they faced a really, really big defeat. So we'll have to see what this game ends up being. It's going to get announced. It's going to get fully revealed next week. We'll have videos talking about this game next week when it does get revealed at E3. But let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about the leaks? Do you believe them? What are you looking forward to from this game? Let me know. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And again, we're going to be covering E3 all throughout this week leading into it. And then we'll have tons of videos next week and all throughout the summer talking about all the things we learned about at E3. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you on those videos.